Now, we all find it terribly hard to talk about the loss of a baby, so you might not be aware just how common it is. It's Baby Loss Awareness Week, and Dr. Susanna Kent is here along with Emily Innes, whose baby girl Maia was stillborn 3 years ago. Ladies, welcome to the show. Susanna, let's first of all start with how common stillbirths are, and also losing babies in the latter stages of pregnancy.
Yeah, well, it's more common. I must admit, when I looked at the statistics, I was quite shocked, really, to understand how common it is. But there's about 600 or over 600 every year are stillborn. So that's quite a lot.
That would be about how many? Because I think there are 60,000 births, so that's like 10, what?
It's about
1%?
0.8% or something, I think. There's about 8 stillborn for every 1,000 live births.
Which is actually quite a high statistic, and I don't think people know that.
No, it was surprisingly high. For me, I didn't understand how high it was. I mean, a stillbirth, the definition of it is after 20 weeks of gestation of pregnancy, or over 400 grams. So, you know, it's from 20 weeks to full term.
Now, Emily, you had the horrible position of being full term with your second baby, Maia. Sure. What happened?
Yeah, well, I had a very trouble-free pregnancy right up until we thought I was around about 10 days overdue. My midwife came round in the morning, Saturday morning, just to touch base with us, listen to the heartbeat, and everything was fine. And then by that evening, I had realised that I hadn't felt baby move that day, and I spoke with my midwife Susanna on the phone. She came round to see us, and yeah, she just couldn't find a heartbeat, and we just it just feels totally unreal and shock. We went down to the heart hospital to have that confirmed, that baby had died, and yeah, it's just, you just go into a sort of a total dream, like it's really, it got to, takes a while to sink in, yeah.
But you still, I mean, the awful thing as well as that loss, you still have to then go through the birth. So how did you manage that whole process? What did you decide to do?
Well, we were very grateful that we were given time to think, and just that message that we still had choices, and we around how that was handled and how we birthed our baby. We'd actually planned to have a home birth, and even though that felt like it was going to be very, very difficult, it was just amazing to be given that support and time, and then to be able to still have Maia at home as we'd planned. We had her in the pool, and with all our family around, and my little boy cut the cord, and that was very healing, and it was something that I could do for Maia. I could give her lovely birth that I'd wanted, and then we had her at home with us for about 4 days. After that, my dad flew over from Australia to meet her, and Brent's parents came down from Gisborne, and yeah, it was just because you do feel very proud of your baby. You still got all those hormones, and you've got this beautiful baby, and I just remember wanting people to meet her, to see her. We took hundreds of photos, and her little footprints and handprints, and so it's all about making memories, and I'm just so grateful that we had that amazing support around us. Yeah, and looking back, I do feel I have good memories of that time as well. It's a real mixture, yeah.
But, I mean, it sounds like that was such an important part for closure for you, and you have sent us in some photos, but I just want to let everyone know at home we're about to see some images of baby Maia, which some people may find upsetting. But why don't you take us through some of these photos, Emily?
Sure. Yeah, so this is Maia just after she was born. I held her for a long time. She was in my arms there. You said she was perfect. She absolutely perfect. Looked like Mika, my older boy, and yeah, she was very beautiful girl. That's her little hand with my mum's hands holding her.
It's a beautiful photo.
She had this beautiful little nightie that Sans had given us, beautifully embroidered nightie that we put on her. That's at the cemetery. I just put her in her little casket right at the last minute. We did the funeral ceremony and the burial all ourselves.
This is your son?
My little boy Mika, he actually turned 5 the day after she was born. So he was very involved, and I think that was helpful for him to we just kept talking to him and involving him.
And the wonderful news is you had a healthy baby girl.
That's right. That's my little Tui. Tui Suzanne. She's Suzanne after my midwife, and Tui because there are often Tui in the trees around where Maia is buried, and she's a very special little girl too. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for sharing that with us today. It's very brave of you to talk about such a loss. Just quickly before we go, could we just explain SANS so everyone knows, because you're very involved in SANS?
Yeah. Well, SANS is a voluntary organisation. It's just funded through grants and donations. It's pretty much the only thing out there for parents in this situation. You know, there's 0800 numbers for all sorts of things, but really parents, they can feel so isolated in this situation, and this Baby Loss Awareness Week is just about really upping that awareness that it happens to so many people, and it's still one of those things that is really not talked about and very difficult for people to talk about. And yeah, there's SANS groups all around the country. There's a website that people can go to, and yeah, SANS is all inclusive. So at any stage that anyone's lost a baby, from early on, yeah, or through to cot death or whatever, you know, would support any families that would need that support.
Well, thank you so much.
Great written stuff that SANS have done us too. You know, they've written some wonderful pamphlets.
Yes, there's the support
which is really useful, aren't they, as well, I think, to explain procedures.
Well, Susanna, thank you so much, as always, for coming on, and Emily, for coming to share your story.
You're welcome.
And to learn more about Baby Loss Awareness Week or to make a donation, follow the links on our website. Steve.